We're Cyb3rnator. I'm Katie.
And I'm Tyler.
We're like an 8-bit dubstep band. We do dance music, but with Game Boy.
Yeah. We first kind of met when we were in school. Like, I was just a little weird kid.
He was the guy who wore eyeliner. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
And like, I was there playing guitar, like, you know, in the music room, and Kate was like, "Oh, you're playing the Smashing Pumpkins song," and like, "Oh, Smashing Pumpkins, yeah." And then she was like, "Oh, join my band." So I played drums for a band, even though she saw me play guitar. Makes total sense. And then that band broke up, and then I started doing dance music on my own, and it was like, and then I thought I kind of needed
vocals.
Vocals, and then we are. It's been like what, 2 years now, year and a half.
It's just I think it was a year in November, so about a year
in
and a
November.
half.
Yeah, so about a year and a half. We've been doing it together now, and it's been like
awesome.
Yeah, the name Cyb3rnator came about. It was like an old SNES game that I like absolutely loved. It was hard as actual hell. Like, I never completed it. I got really far though. And me and my granddad were trying to do it, and he was like, and I thought, right, so instead of plagiarising somebody else's hard work and stuff like that, I thought I will change one letter in the name, and then we're not doing wrong.
Tyler already actually started Cyb3rnator before I joined, so he was doing it for a year or something.
Yeah, about a year. Yeah.
About a year before I joined, and I used to go to his gigs. I loved going. Now I knew like every tune. Obviously, there was not a vocal line to kind of catch on to, so you just like sing along to the game, like. And he actually approached me because we've been in a band before, so he knew I was a singer and everything, and said, "Will you put vocals to this track?" So we did that together. It literally took us like a few hours to write it and record it. Yeah, and then once that was done, I did like a couple of gigs with that song, and he just turned around to me and said, "You know what, just write to every single song I have, because I think they all need like a vocal line." And that's how it kind of came about. But I thought the Game Boy thing was really bizarre. I'd never seen it before, but it was just so awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I did that. It was that gig at the Riverside where we all had face paint on, and he was wearing that fur coat in like middle of summer.
Yeah.
And there was more people on stage with us than there was in the crowd by the end of the gig. That was probably one of the most insane gigs I've ever done, really.
Oh, we have a friend who gets naked sometimes. Yeah, and our naked friend was on stage with us, like running around. I'm surprised he didn't get kicked out.
He got kicked out of all though. The woman came up to me and said, "Will you please tell him to put his clothes back on?" Shall we mention his? Yeah, we'll mention his. Yeah, it's called Ian Mail. He's a proper sausage, like proper.
A proper sausage.
Proper sausage. I
think more than any artist or anything that I'm influenced by, I'm probably more influenced by personal things that have happened. I guess you just kind of write about things that happen, and it's things that are kind of close to you that always tends to happen.
Yeah.
In terms of artists, my guilty pleasure is Lady Gaga. And I could do kind of like listen to it in the car, like full blast, and sing along.
I'm sick of that CD.
It's like driven him insane. I'm sorry.
No, you're not even sorry.
I'm not sorry.
I write like Avicii now. I proper like loved Fatboy Slim when I was growing up, so I kind of like I was already into like the electronic kind of stuff. I don't think you really knew me when I was that young.
Probably not.
No, I lived in Brighton, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But I was into the kind of whole dance music thing from a young age, and then I got right into metal. You know, like right long. You know, like yeah. And I kind of grew out of that quite fast. Been in a couple of metal bands, you know. Been in some Walls of Death. You know what I mean? It's been. Yeah, and I got introduced to Pendulum before they came out with all the singing stuff and all the commercial stuff by me. Daddy was like, "Oh, check this out." I was like, "Oh," it was like good. But it was all like drum and bass, like kind of like you know, right fast. And then I got into Casper and Cragger and stuff like, you know, like the dubstep kind of stuff. And then I was like, ooh, and I forced it upon her.
Yeah. Tyler kind of got me listening to dubstep because I'm more of like a rock chick, really. I always listen to, I don't know, who do I listen to? You know more than me.
I don't know, you listen to Zomboy. I make you listen to Zomboy.
Yeah, but I was always like a Smashing Pumpkins fan, like
Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
Kings of Leon.
Oh, I'm not a massive Kings of Leon fan.
Oh.
But yeah, Tyler got me into dubstep, and we've got a CD that we put on in the car that he made me, bless him, and yeah, we listen to it all the time, just everywhere we go, it's on in the car.
Right, like that Knife song though, don't we? That Heartbeats one.
Oh, the Knife.
Yeah, we're right like that.
Yeah.
That's one of our favourites at the moment. We listen to that, and Alicia Banks.
We always say, right, we're gonna cover this song because we always find amazing songs, don't we? It's like we're gonna cover that, we never do. So.
Like What Is Love? We're gonna cover that, didn't we? But we never did that.
Yeah, you know, what is love, baby? Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I've done it. I just need to sort it out.
Just need to give it a kick up the arse, and we're done.
Well, what I've got in the Game Boy at the moment is got a copy of LSDJ on a flashed Game Boy cart and Pro Sound Mini XLR jack, and it's purple. I like it, but I think Game Boy fits right good over a voice because, like, you know, sometimes it can like do little harmonies and stuff, can't it? And it sounds right nice. And
sometimes it kind of gets in the way. Like sometimes he'll write a really awesome Game Boy riff, and I'm like, I can't sing over it because it's just this too much.
Then we get the acts of justice and hack away at our tracks, don't we? And
yeah, from when we first start a track to when it's finished, it's completely different most of the time.
Yeah. Like, you know, the song is like just full of noise. It's just like and then like she's like, right, let's just go in and sort this out. And then it comes out and it's right nice. Well, I think it's right nice, and you think it's right nice.
I think it's right nice.
Yeah, I think it's right nice.
Right nice.
A bit more about the Game Boy is, well, I started off when like I was a kid. I was obsessed with like Castlevania 1 and like all like old game consoles. Like I had a NES, a SNES, and like one of my brothers had a Dreamcast. You know, I think that was about as daring as we wanted to go, because we liked retro. And like Game Boy came out, and I couldn't afford one for ages. I was like, right, I want one, and I eventually got one. I was like happy with it, and then I just absolutely fell in love with the music. I found myself playing the games like because the music was really cool. I was like Pokemon was like the best thing ever. When you're fighting like the last bosses and like the Elite Four, I was just like, this is the absolute, you know.
That's so sad.
Shut up, it was great. But yeah, I just love it. And then like I found myself like on YouTube like a couple of years later, like listening to all these soundtracks of games I was playing. I was like, this is so cool. I get to listen back to like my old soundtracks. I was like, and then, you know, and then I thought, right, I'm gonna start doing this myself. I'm gonna like start making music on like 8-bit, but I didn't really know how to do it on a Game Boy at first. It took me about a couple of years to learn that out, but I was on like using soft synths, just making little tunes and stuff like that. And then I thought, right, I saw this guy called Cyb3rnator had done it, and he was there with his Game Boy, like, you know, and I was like, I want to do that. So I looked it up, and there was a tutorial on how to use a program called LSDJ that he'd written. And I was like, right, I'm going to check that out, and
here it is.
that's what I get, yeah. And I had a bit of an hand from a mate called Johan, who made it all like kind of like, you know, like the all in the bottom, and you know the special sound jack, and just making it the audio sync work as well, because that was probably the biggest problem we had, was making it in time with the audio, because it'd always kind of go out and I'd have to start again, and it was all like somebody said to us, the funniest thing someone once ever said to us was that we're the tango in his orange or something like that.
Oh yeah, he had like loads of, yeah, he had the tango in my orange, no, the orange in my tango.
Orange in my tango.
The butter to my bread, all that.
Yeah,
kind of,
it was pretty epic actually. It was really good.
It was like poetry. He wrote us like a
poem. It was a big paragraph as well, wasn't it? It was really good. I really enjoyed him. He was in an opposing band as well. It was the Battle of the Bands, and he still enjoyed us, which was lovely. I always like to see that, you know, bands that are supposed to be competing that actually like each other, because we was really polite to the rest of the bands. Yeah,
they actually bought loads of our EPs and were giving them out to people for us, even though they were like an opposing band.
Yeah, they were really nice guys.
Yeah,
really lovely guys.
The dream. What is the dream? I don't know. Realistically, I mean, we want to play loads of gigs and meet new people, and we've met so many nice people doing the stuff we do, doing gigs, and I think more of that.
I want to play a festival and see a load of people with our entire name spelled out on the chests. That would make my day.
Yeah, actually, the best thing ever is when people start singing back. It's like, oh my god, they're singing my words, it's awesome, and people actually do that.
They make up some funny things, like for Lungs it was, what's the point in having these buns if you don't want to eat.
I've not heard that. Who said that?
That was in Bridlington. That kid was singing it. That did make me chuckle. Real good.
Yeah, that's made my day actually.